Your people already want artificial intelligence at work. The surveys say most of them are already using it, and a lot of them are bringing their own tools to do it. Microsoft 365 Copilot is the version you actually can govern, the one that runs inside your own Microsoft tenant. But before you turn it on, a bank, a credit union, or a mortgage company, there is one piece of homework that decides whether it's safe, and it has nothing to do with artificial intelligence itself. Here is the most important thing to understand, because almost every fear about Copilot starts from getting it wrong. Copilot does not break your permissions, it obeys them. Microsoft says it plainly. Copilot only surfaces content the signed-in user can already open. So Copilot is not a hole in your security. It is a mirror held up to it. If someone on your team already has access to a file they should not, Copilot does not create that problem. It just makes it findable instantly by asking a plain question. The exposure was always there. Finding it used to take effort. Now it takes a sentence. So the real question is how loose your access already is. And at most financial institutions, it is looser than anyone assumes. This is oversharing, and it is already a dramatic mistake. It is a slow pileup of small shortcuts nobody ever reversed. A site spun up for a project 2 years ago, shared with everyone in the company, and never locked back down. A link set to anyone with the link dropped in a chat forwarded twice. A folder of broad materials shared with a list that has tripled in size. Each one felt reasonable in the moment. Stacked up over years, they become the real access map of your tenant. Microsoft uses a simple example. An employee with no reason to see the budget asks Copilot about next year's branch staffing costs. Somewhere there is a budget site that was shared too broadly and never reviewed. Before Copilot, they would have had to stumble onto it. Now they just ask, and the confidential numbers come back. No rule was broken. The permission said they could see it, so Copilot showed it to them. That is why cleanup has to happen before the rollout, not after the first uncomfortable answer. Microsoft built controls for exactly this, and it published a blueprint to prevent oversharing. You find the problem sites with data access governance reports. You contain the worst ones temporarily with a setting called restricted SharePoint search, or by flagging individual sites with restricted content discovery. Then you do the real work in Microsoft Purview. Apply sensitive labels, run the data risk assessment, and correct the permissions themselves. Here's the part people get wrong. Those containment controls hide a site from Copilot. They do not change who can open it. A file hidden from Copilot is still wide open to everyone who has overshared on it. Containment buys you time. Corrected permissions are the actual fix. And here is the bonus. The cleanup you do to make Copilot safe is almost line for line the access control evidence your examiner expects. The Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act Safeguards Rule, the Federal Financial Institutions Examiner Council, the National Credit Union Administration. They all expect least privilege access to customer data. Fixing oversharing produces exactly that evidence. This is what we do every day. Access Business Technologies manages Microsoft 365 for more than 750 credit unions, banks, and mortgage companies. Microsoft hosts the infrastructure, we manage the tenant. So if you want Copilot's productivity without handing every employee's search bar into data they were never meant to see, let's get your tenant ready first. The full breakdown is in our blog. The link is in the description. I'm Justin Kirsch. See you in the next one.